Dear students, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Arafat from FEI Higher Secondary Institute. Today I am with chapter number 6, biology 8th, and the chapter is food production and management. And in this I discuss about the agriculture and basic प्रैक्टिसेस ऑफ क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन। आज हमारा इसमें ये टॉपिक रहेगा। ये फर्स्ट लेक्चर है मेरा इस चैप्टर में, फूड प्रोडक्शन एंड मैनेजमेंट एंड इट्स साइंस। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी गो टू डिस्कस अबाउट द टर्म एग्रीकल्चर। एग्रीकल्चर क्या होता है, हाउ वी डिफाइन दिस टर्म एग्रीकल्चर। एग्रीकल्चर क्या होता है? In the opinion of science, it is the art of production of plants and animals for the use of man, for the benefit of man. And this word has been derived from the Latin word that is ager. Ager means fields. Cultra means cultivation. That means it is also known as field cultivation. In this way we define, in the opinion of the science, in the opinion of the science, it is the art of production of plants and animals to use of man. This is, that means in the view of science we can say agriculture is the art of production of plants. It is the art of production of plants or animals so that a man can use it. It is benefit to mankind. That the word agriculture, the word agriculture derived from a Latin language, Latin word से ही derive हुआ है। क्या मीन मतलब एगर, AGER, एगर का यहाँ एगर रेफर हियर, it refers here agriculture. Sorry, it refers here agar. It is a Latin word agar, which refers to fields and cultura. It has been derived from the Latin word agricultura. Cultura here refers to cultivation. Now what do you mean by the agriculture? Agriculture here means it is also known as the we can say the field. It is also known as field cultivation. Field cultura cultivation. It is also known as field cultivation. This is a most primitive type of practice. About 7,000 or we can say 13,000 years ago, this practice, agriculture practice, is well known to a human when he began to live in a civilization. In civilization, he settled at one place and start to cultivate start to cultivate crops in their fields. Now he tamed different domestic animals, that he made the use of those domestic animals to help in agricultural practices. Also, in civilization period, when his settlement life began, that he then make some tools which then used in agriculture practices. एग्रीकल्चर प्रैक्टिस को आसान करने के लिए उसने कुछ बहुत सारे टूल्स बनाए जो उसको फायदा रहे उस फील्ड को कल्टीवेट करने में. Then that man, that human remained successful in the field of agriculture. With the practice of agriculture, now by the practice of agriculture we provide with food, we provide with the practice of agriculture shelter, we provide with agriculture clothes, we provide with agriculture some other requirements which are needed for our day-to-day life. इस एग्रीकल्चर प्रैक्टिस के साथ साथ हमें फूड मिला, हमें जगह मिली. That means when we cultivate plants, and plant leaves are usually used in making the top floor of the houses, and wood is used, timber is used in the manufacture of furniture in the house, in building houses, and animals' skin are used for clothing. Animal skin is used as a cloth, as we know about the prehistoric man. But that means with the practice of agriculture, he obtained much more products that prehistoric man used in a daily life. These days also we obtain much more with the practice of agriculture. Agriculture के साथ साथ we learned about the farming. In the farming we rear domestic animals with, and their manure is utilized as a nutrient in the fields, that it is a nutrient rich, their excreta, their wastes we obtain with, and these domestic animals remains benefit in carrying the loads, in carrying the cultivated crops from one place to another place. हमने साथ साथ पालतू जानवर भी रखे ताकि हमें काम आए एग्रीकल्चर प्रैक्टिस में. About 70% of population in India is busy with the practice of agriculture directly or indirectly. Now this is the how we define the term agriculture. Agriculture क्या होता है? Now is that what are the different crop plants? Different crop plants. The next different crop plants. Cultivation of crop plants. What are crop plants? These are plants which are grown in fields are known as crop plants. Those crop plants are, I name various different crop plants which we cultivate these in fields. One is the cereals. You know the cereals are the maize, wheat, rice, bajra, jowar, ragi, etc. are the cereals which we cultivate. Second is here we can see the seeds, fiber crops. Others are fiber crops. And you know the fiber crops of the jute, cotton. These are the fiber crops. And is the I talk about the pulses crops, pulses crops जो दालें वाले होते हैं, beans, जो green gram, brown gram, other beans we can see there, lentils seed, soya beans. These pulse crops are rich in proteins. I name so as the various pulses are there included in this. Peas भी आते हैं इसमें. Fourth one is the also then is the we can say oil seed crops. I mean the mustard oil seeds, and I can say about the soya bean seeds, and we can say the other seeds, or in this lentil seeds from which we get the oil. The mustard seeds आते हैं, groundnut seeds आते हैं इसमें, oil seeds. Then is the another here fifth one is the other seeds where I would like to, that is the root crops. Root crops is the example of the I can say that sweet potato is the example in the sweet potato. Then is the sixth one tuber crops. In this tuber crops you know the potato, the tuber crops, and then is the other sixth, seventh is the plantation crops. Plantation crops, or the coffee, tea, rubber, coconut. We have wide variety of plant crops, as these are the various examples: cereals, fiber crops, pulses crops, oil seed crops, root crops, tuber crops, and plantation crops. There we have a wide cultivation of crop plants. In India, here we have cultivation of these different plant crops. It depends upon the kind of soil, so that there is a possible cultivation of these crops. And besides of these plant crops, we also cultivate fruits and vegetables. When there is a cultivation of fruits and vegetables, it is known as horticulture. So other we have, besides of these fruit crop plants, there is also the cultivation of fruits and vegetables. This is known as the horticulture. The horticulture is again derived from a Latin word hortus, that is the hortus, Hortus. Hortus means garden, and again the culture I refer to cultura, that refer to cultivation. That means this word is the Latin word horticulture. It here refers the cultivation of fruits and vegetables, simply known as horticulture, and it is also named as garden cultivation. So horticulture is a garden cultivation. We make a possible cultivation of different kinds of fruits, different varieties of vegetables. Flower plants are also included in the practice of horticulture, and ornamental plants are also included in the horticulture. This is the different and wide variety of crop plants. Now we have an very important question here, that is the basic practices of crop production. Basic practices of it is an important question I have mentioned. Basic practices of crop production. क्या क्या बेसिक प्रैक्टिसेस हमें फॉलो अप करना पड़ता है in order there is crop production. It is the basic. What basic practices we perform? First one is there should be a right kind of soil, you should have a right place of land. A portion of land should be suitable for the cultivation purpose. Right kind of soil. You should have a right portion of land fit for the cultivation purpose. Second is in this I have to mention here selection of right seed. आपको सिलेक्शन ऑफ राइट सीड्स, आपको सही जो बीज है उसको चुनना है आपको. थर्ड वन इज द in this sowing, it is the another practice sowing. Fourth one is the raising of seeds in nursery. Raising of seeds. Yeah. Fifth one is the irrigation. There should be a irrigation, etc. Later on we discuss in the next chapter other practices. Then I will proceed this chapter. इसके बाद मैं और भी पॉइंट बताने जाऊंगा in the next lecture. आज हमारा यहीं तक होगा इस लेक्चर में. यहाँ तक हम कुछ पॉइंट डिस्कस कर लेंगे. What are the basic practices in order to have a good cultivation of crops? We should have a right kind of soil. We should have selection of right seeds. There should be a proper sowing method. And fifth one is raising of seeds in nursery beds. When there is a production of seedlings. And then in the fifth one, irrigation. There should be a good supply of the water, and there should be a proper drainage system. First of all, I will tell about the right kind of soil. क्या होगा इसमें, क्या होना चाहिए right kind of soil? आपके पास right kind of soil में आपके पास क्या होना चाहिए? There should be a good portion of land. You should have a good portion of land. This is the B point. If you have here the right kind of soil means here you should have good portion of land free from the animals, free from the birds, free from the trespassers जो वहाँ से आना जाना का रास्ता नहीं होना चाहिए. थोड़ा वो that should be covered with a fencing. There should be a proper covering system so that we can protect that piece of land from animals, from birds, by the trespasser जो वहाँ चलने वाले हैं, जो आमद रखते वहाँ वो उससे उस डिस्टर्बेंस से दूर होना चाहिए. and it should be properly maintained and covered, that portion of land. First one. Second one is the soil should be a fertile soil. And fertile soil, it should be a fertile soil. जो आपने right kind of soil बताया वो फर्टाइल होना चाहिए, ज़रखेज़ होना चाहिए. It should contain a rich amount of nutrients in it. Now, C part is in this. There should be a tilling process. First of all, if the soil is very dry and hard, you should have a tilling process. You should first operate the process of plowing process, ताकि हम इस soil को जो hard है, tough है, इसमें seeds germinate नहीं हो सकता है. It should be a soft soil. उस चीज को you should first operate the practice of plowing methods पे apply कर दीजिए. Applying plowing method. If you have to maintain the right kind of soil, plowing method. Applying plow. हम कहेंगे या you should apply the plow or the tillage. इसको आपको खोदना है इस जमीन को. If it is hard, dry, you should have the tilling method. Applying plow or tillage हम method apply आपको करना है ताकि हम इस soil को ढीला कर सकते हैं. फिर हम apply करते हैं इस पे. There should a large big chunks. जब भी हम किसी जमीन को खोदते हैं या उसको हम we apply the plowing method, tilling method से हम इसको ढीला कर देते हैं. ट्रैक्टर वगैरह हमारे पास आज ancient times में क्या हुआ करता थे. There is a plow that has a one iron type of tool that was dragging by a pair of cattle. मतलब have a long arm, and it is on the shoulders of the bulls on the shoulders of the animals. We drag that plow. It is the ancient times of the plowing method. These days we use the tractors, machines, other tilling machines in order to have a proper tilling system. Tilling method से हम इसको soil को ढीले कर देते हैं. Now after that there is a big chunks. With the help of another tool, that is the clod crusher. Clod crusher से क्या होता है? Clod crusher that its work is to crush. There should be you should also apply this method, crushing method. Clod crusher, it is a tool to crush big chunks. जब आप खोदने के बाद क्या मिलता है आपको? खोदने के बाद उस फील्ड्स पे रहते हैं बड़े चंक्स, उनको तोड़ना है, उनको मतलब स्मॉल पीसेस में कन्वर्ट करना. उनको हम क्लॉड क्रशर is a tool which we apply in order to crush the big chunks, and we make just a portion of land, this portion of soil very smooth and soft and plain. In order there is possible system of the sowing, there is possible cultivation of the crop. There should also have fertile soil, and it should be also in this. I have to mention here E part, a rich supply of it should be a nutrient rich. मैंने इसमें लिखा है, इसमें fertile nutrient rich. It should be a nutrient rich soil. इसमें nutrient भी होना चाहिए, और भी इसमें क्या होना चाहिए? It should be facilitated with water. There should be a proper effort में proper irrigation. There should be a proper irrigation system. वहाँ पे proper irrigation system भी होना चाहिए. उस portion of land को हम कहेंगे it is right to cultivate any crop. These are the major points I have to discuss in this. What right kind of soil you should have. Second is the selection of right seed. Now you should have a right seed. Second is the selection of right soil. There. Right seeds. The seed you prefer to cultivate, the seed you like to have a seedling of, जो बीज आपको बोना है इसमें, which seed you are going to select should be healthy, should be disease free, should be disease resistant, and it should take less time in growing up, and there should be a proper way of selection of the seeds. It should be healthy. You should first of all have a proper look on the seed. You should take some portion of seed in your hand, and you should observe very properly in a scientific way. There should not be any fungal disease, there should not be any other microbial disease associated with it. That should be, seed should be dry, it should be healthy, it should be disease resistant. जो आप seed, it should be a first of all important, it should be a disease resistant seed. Second, it should be a healthy seed, healthy seeds, disease resistant, and take us less time in growing. और इसमें क्या होना चाहिए, it should be, this seed should be also productive, economic, productive in nature, productive in nature. These days we have in the field of agriculture, in the field of horticulture, farmers are supplied hybrid seeds. Farmers are supplied with hybrid seeds which have the following qualities. उनमें ये क्वालिटीज यकीनन दो होते हैं. आजकल जो हम लेबोरेटरी मेथड से, साइंटिफिक मेथड से सीड, हाइब्रिड सीड, देयर इज अ क्रॉस बिटवीन द वाइल्ड एंड डोमेस्टिक क्रॉस, and there is a formation of a seed that is known as a hybrid seed. असल में जो hybrid seed होता है, it is a mixture of, it is a hybridization. Hybridization means mix up of the wild seed. ये असल में ये seed हमें मिलता है when we have a cross with wild crops with the domestic crops. When we have the cross between the domestic and the, we get this type of seed, and this seed under the scientific basis, these are the disease resistant. बीमारी नहीं लगती है इसको, ज़्यादा healthy होती है. मतलब if there should be a cultivation, मतलब this type of seed have a capability to grow with no time, also take the less time in growing, and it also gives a rich production of fruits, vegetables, whatever that type of crop is. इसमें हमें प्रोडक्टिविटी भी अच्छा खासे मिलते हैं. तो there should be, in this way we should have a selection of right kind of seed. Now the seeds which we obtain that provided the various types of these hybrid, अभी मैंने कही बात है about the hybrid seeds. Today we have a department, national seed corporation. This department provides provide the availability of, by the help of the National Seed Corporation, we have the availability of right kind of seed, right supply of, we have a right supply of seeds by this. Now the third point I am going to discuss here, sowing method. Here the sowing method. Here is the sowing, third part. There should, in the sowing, what do you mean by sowing? It is the practice of sowing the seed in the fields. There is a primitive method that is known as broadcasting method. Broadcasting method. इस मेथड में क्या किया जाता है? मेथड by the hand, with the help of the hand we separate the seed. It is seen in the old age practice, when a farmers have small portion of land. अगर एक किसान के पास small portion of land हो तो वो हाथ से भी इस सॉइल को ऐसे फेंक सकता है सॉइल को। तो दूसरा होता है आजकल जो, अगर इस किसान के पास बहुत हेक्टेयर्स में लैंड होता है, बहुत इसके पास जमीन होता है, वो भी वास्ट होता है, तो हाथ से काम नहीं चलेगा। There is no system of the broadcasting. Broadcasting means simply to separate, to have a scattering of the seeds by hand. This is a primitive method, and it is applied only on small portion of lands. If we have hectares of lands, then in what way we will have? We have for that purpose we have broadcasters. We have broadcasters. These are the machines. In separating seeds. We have also the method of seed drilling method. ये भी क्या होता है सीड ड्रिलिंग मेथड? ये भी आज तक इसके बहुत सारे मतलब मेथड्स, बहुत सारे डिवाइसेस के मॉडिफिकेशंस आते हैं। मतलब हम क्या प्लो के साथ ये अटैच करते हैं, या ब्रॉडकास्टर्स में फनल जैसी होती है तो उसमें हम सीड डालते हैं, उसमें ट्यूब लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होता है, ऐसे शो करते हैं, ऐसे टोकरी जैसी होती है। देन देयर हैव अ ट्यूब, वर्टिकल ट्यूब, देन देयर इज अ ओपनिंग। यहाँ पे हम इसमें सीड्स डालते हैं, तो वो सीड्स धीरे धीरे यहाँ से एक करके, तो यहाँ पे एक सोविंग मेथड में एक अच्छा मेथड रहता है इस मशीन्स और सीड ड्रिलिंग मेथड से। बिल्कुल हम इन द लॉन्ग रोज में, लंबे हम रोज जो होते हैं फील्ड्स में, रोज अच्छा पैटर्न में हम इस सीड को सो करते हैं, और पैटर्न में कल इस क्रॉप की कल्टीवेशन होती है, और द फील्ड बिकम्स beautiful to look. Then there is a beautiful pattern of the cultivation of crops when there is a good way of sowing the method of the seeds in a vertical, in a rope pattern में हम इसको sow करते हैं. It is possible of the broadcasters machines and seed drill method. तो यहाँ हम ये प्लो के साथ, अगर हम ये हुक, इसको कहते हैं हुपर, HOPPR, हुपर टोकरी होती है, यहाँ वर्टिकल ट्यूब होता है, वर्टिकल ट्यूब, ये वर्टिकल ट्यूब है, ये हुपर है, इसमें सीड्स है। तो यहाँ पे ये रोज में फील्ड रोज में ये सीड यहाँ चला जाता है। तो यहाँ पे हम ये प्लो के साथ अटैच करते हैं। If it is held over a प्लो, it is a प्लो here, हम यहाँ प्लो के साथ इसको अटैच करते हैं। हम यहाँ पे प्लो के साथ अटैच करके इस डिवाइस को प्लो के साथ अटैच करते हैं। It is a प्लो which make a tilling method which till before। तो हम यहाँ पे ये what is this? This is the प्लो। This is the plow, and with the plow there is the attachment of the seed drilling machine, which one by one there is a flow of seeds vertically in the tubes, and there is a separating method, there is a flow of seeds, and here seeds are begin to sow। यहाँ पे हम seeds को इस रो फॉर्म में, रो पैटर्न में सो करते हैं। This is the sowing method. There and important in this is in the sowing there should be a proper depth in the sow, proper depth in sowing। अगर हम किसी सीड को सो करते हैं, देयर शुड बी प्रॉपर, वो हमें ज्यादा नीचे भी सो नहीं करना है, ज्यादा ऊपर भी सो नहीं, बिल्कुल मीडियम तरीके से हम इसको सो करना है।
ताकि इसको अच्छा खासा पानी भी मिल सकता है, अच्छा खासा इसको न्यूट्रिएंट्स भी मिल सकता है, अच्छा खासा इसको वाटर सप्लाई भी मिल सकता है, अच्छा खासा इसको सनलाइट भी पहुंच सकती है वहां से, और ये अच्छा रहता है। Sowing, there should be a proper depth of the sowing method. That means here it is also important point to mention in this practice. Here there should be a proper method of sowing. Here these are the ways. Now that beyond to this, there is fourth one I would like to mention here, that is the raising of seedlings. Raising of seedlings in nursery beds. Nursery beds. अब जब हमने सीड को सो किया, now these seeds changes into the seedlings. Now there should be a, when in this method the seed is converted into seedlings. What is this? I will mention it with the help of diagram. This is the seed, and this seed then develop into this in the state. इसको ऐसे seedling निकलता है. What is this? It is the A part. It is the first part here. This is the seed, and this is first part, and this is the second part. This is the seedling. Now this here changes into this. It is the seedling. It is the seed. In this method, there we prepare nursery beds. Preparation. There is a preparation of nursery beds. When there is a proper preparation of how we prepare the nursery beds, you see that and we take a small portion of land, then we have a tilling process, then we plane that with the help of the levers. Levers, एक device होता है levers. There is a levers, L-E-R. There is the levers. Levers क्या करता है? It causes the leveling. It causes the leveling in the soil. When there is the apply of levelers, leveling method apply करते हैं, बिल्कुल soft soil बनाते हैं, बिल्कुल नरम, ताकि जो seed होता है baby, it is like the baby, इसके अभी roots नहीं निकलते हैं, अभी it undergo the germination in the nursery beds. These seeds undergo the germination. In the germination, it develops the roots, shoot part, and that is the baby root. And the soil should be prepared well. It should be nutrient rich. It should be moist in condition. There should be a proper condition for sunlight. Sunlight should be directly towards the nursery beds. There should be a proper moisture. There should be a proper temperature there. As per the environmental condition provide this. टेम्परेचर का खास ख्याल रखना है हमें. इस नर्सरी बेड में मॉइस्चर होना चाहिए, ऑप्टिमम मॉइस्चर होना चाहिए, मतलब सनलाइट, इट शुड बी ओपन टू द सनलाइट. नर्सरी बेड्स, these nursery beds, and there should be a soft soil. There should be a soil, it should be a loosened soil, and loosened soil is very important. Between the space of the soil there should be a air space gaps that gives the air to the germinating seed, and this soil should not be compact or hard, and then there is no possible of the germination of seed. In raising the seedlings, there should be a well preparation of the nursery beds. In the nursery beds, we see that there is seedlings, and when there is a growth of the seedlings there, and there should be a well preparation of nursery beds in order to raising the seedlings. Now after the seedling, there should be this is the seedling. Fifth one is the transplanting. There should be a transplanting method. यहाँ पे ये अप्लाई क्यों कर? What do you mean by transplanting? It is the transfer of seedlings from the nursery bed to the main fields. मतलब transferring, ये method क्या कहलाता है? What is this method? It is the transferring of
transferring of seedlings from nursery beds to main fields. इस मेथड को हम कहते हैं ट्रांसप्लांटिंग मेथड. दिस मेथड इज द what is this? It is simply the transfer of the seedlings to the main field. It is here the point B I will like to mention. इसी मेथड को हम कहते हैं ट्रांसप्लांटिंग मेथड. A part. Now B part is why we operate this type of method, transplanting method, in order to reduce the chance of competition. कंपटीशन को रिड्यूस करने के लिए हमें अप्लाई करना होता है ट्रांसप्लांटिंग मेथड, जो यहाँ पे जो कंपटीशन पर्पस के लिए यहाँ हमें चांस है. ये कंपटीशन में क्या होता है, इस कंपटीशन में क्या होता है, we will not obtain a healthy crop, we will not obtain a productive crop, ताकि हमारा क्रॉप हेल्दी ग्रो ना हो, उस चीज को बढ़ावा देने के लिए we should apply here the transplanting method, ताकि हम रिड्यूस कर सकते हैं चांस ऑफ कंपटीशन फॉर न्यूट्रिएंट्स take up, chance for reducing the competition for sunlight, chance for reducing the competition for the space. इस चीज को हमें पहले मेन जो फील्ड्स होते हैं जहाँ पे हमें इनको अब लगाना है, there should be but those fields should be properly maintained. हमें ये सीडलिंग लगाने से पहले आपने देखा होगा, we all know this example, पैडी जो होता है, पैडी फील्ड्स में हम पहले मेन फील्ड्स तैयार करते हैं, हम उस जमीन को तैयार करते हैं, उसको पहले प्लोइंग अप्लाई करते हैं, हम उसको पानी देते हैं, बिल्कुल ट्रैक्टर से हम जो ट्रैक्टर्स होते हैं उसको लूजन अप करते हैं, बिल्कुल पानी लगाते हैं हम पर. मतलब पैडी जो होता है राइस सीडलिंग दैट नीड्स अ रिच अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर, तभी तो हमें उन मेन फील्ड्स को पानी रखना, उसमें पानी अवेलेबल हमें कराना होता है. तो फिर हम जहाँ पे वो नर्सरी बेड्स में सीडलिंग्स होते हैं, अपना जो कशर पे थजवान जो आसान तो हमें तम सीडलिंग्स खरीदमत, तम सीडलिंग्स पत्स अटे कर तम तत पे ट्रांसफर कर मेन फील्ड्स तो पत्त सो थल लाग थल करें मादरी जबान मतलब थल करें, मतलब थजवास मज थजवानस मज काढ़ें, तो मेन फील्ड जो हम तैयार करते हैं वहाँ पे उनको लगाते हम. Then we plant those seedlings and the proper care should be taken. There should be a proper space. During that, in this I will show we have an important point that there should be a C part. That C part I will like to mention that proper space is providing between the seedlings in a main field. Main fields में हम क्या करते हैं, there should be a proper space. ये इस चीज को हम खास ख्याल रखना होता है. तो जो मेन फील्ड से एक तो वहाँ पे प्रॉपर स्पेसिंग इनको देनी है, और वो मेन फील्ड also should be well irrigated, nutrient rich, should be open to the sunlight. There are the main other processes we should have take care of. Dear students, this is all about the basic practice of crop production in this last year, the transplanting method. This it has advantages like this. I hope you understand today lecture in this food production and management. Thank you.